Hey guys, welcome back. So it's been a few months since I took the 670 Buggy out on its first test drive, and it did well, but there are some issues that I have that I'll need to address, as well as some stuff that I want to add to it. So this video is gonna be an update video on the 670 Buggy. The front end didn't give me really any issues. I just didn't get a chance to finish it up. I want to box in my shock mounts and the spindles. There's plate in here on both sides, and I'll probably run a bar or a piece of tubing between them, and then the top and bottom of each spindle. I want to add some type of fender to the front of this, so I rolled a couple pieces of tubing, and this is what I've come up with. I think it looks all right, but I might try and make a piece that's angled just with bends to see how it fits in with the frame and see which one I like better. I need to add a piece of tubing in here. It'll match the floor, and I'll connect it to here around into the center. I'll use that to panel this in. I need to add some cross bracing into the frame. I'm gonna put a diagonal piece on the side here, and then I'm gonna add to the roof. I think it would be cool to also make a removable roof for this. I'm not sure what to make it out of, so if anybody has any ideas or suggestions, let me know. I need to change and finish up some wiring. I got a key switch, so it can have its own key switch. I also want to put lights on here, so whatever wiring is going to go with that, whatever's in this box too, I'll need to relocate. I'm not sure what all's in it. I didn't really pay too much attention. I just extended all the wires that came out of it when I moved it. If you let the gas tank go below half a tank and you go up a fairly steep hill, it'll pull air because all the fuel rushes to the back of the tank. So I either need to flip this around or mount it more sideways or get a different tank. I need to add some tubing behind the seat here to strengthen it up. And it'll also work if I want to put in harnesses instead of the regular seat belts that I have. The reason I burn up the two belts I have for this is my belt alignment. I need to flip my driven pulley down there the other way. And to do that, I need to move this bracket in so I have enough room under this piece of frame. Or I can try and move it up on the same level as the engine, either in the front or the back. I'm not sure which would be easier, but I'll look into that as I work on it. I have about 10 inches of ground clearance in the front, and I only have about 8 in the back with the tires on the ground. I want to get up to a foot, which I can do. I need to run a smaller sprocket and a brake disc so I can lower the center of this spool, which will let me lower my control arms down here. And that'll lift this whole centerpiece up. In order to do that, I'm gonna have to run a compound sprocket setup, so I need to add another jack shaft in this area. So that's what's going on with the 670 Buggy. So just a little recap. Here's the final list of what I know I want to do. I want to put front fenders, box in the spindles and the shock tabs, add frame, which that'll be behind the seats, behind the rear wheels, and part of the fenders to panel all that in. For wiring, I need to put my key switch in, move whatever wiring I need into a box somewhere, and lights. I'd like to add storage. I didn't mention that, but somewhere on here, I need some storage. The gas tank needs rearranged, relocated, moved. I gotta flip the pulley or move it or both. And the compound sprocket set up, so add a jack shaft, a couple different sprockets to keep my gearing the same, and that'll let me get more ground clearance in the rear end. So I think that's it. The next video, I'll start working on this. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it all in one video or two. It might be 2 videos. But I want to thank you all for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Shredded a belt. That'll be the next thing we have to fix.